Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out tonight. Yeah. You guys are here supporting great independent cinema at this very legendary, historic venue. So I also want to thank Anthology Film Archives, great staff here. They've taken care of us here. Here's the manager. Give her a round of applause. Our projection's up there, working very hard. Doing a great job. My name is Tom Escobar. I'm one half of New York No Limits. The other half is up there, Rob Wagner. We started New York No Limits in 2011. This is actually our 13th year doing it. We do several of these one-night short events a year. Then at the end of the year, we do our film summit. This year it's coming up in January. The film summit is actually kind of a mini film festival. We show premiere shorts for us, some feature films, and kind of a best of from this past year. We're going to be doing it at the Wild Project. You can find out about that at NewYorkNoLimits.com. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. Tonight's program is about 80 minutes long. We'll run it without an intermission. At the end, I ask the film. I think most of the filmmakers were supposed to be there. Several of you are here, which is great. If a filmmaker wants to come up, we'll do a Q&A at the end, about 10 or 15 minutes or so. So think of those questions. So without further ado, tonight's lineup. We have Zach Benedict's Deep Sea Dive, written by Zach Benedict and Lorenzo Benitez, directed by Lorenzo Benitez. Lorenzo's here. He's right there. Give him a round of applause, everyone. Yeah. Champion, written and directed by Kim J.Y. Han. Kim is here, yes. Your Own Canoe, Charlotte Albrecht, director. Charlotte is here as well. The Interview, written by Jane Courtney. Jane's here. We did a Q&A. Directed by Matt Dryden. And we had The Marin Company, written and directed by Emma Swider. Emma's here, yes. Human in Kind, written and directed by David Zaks. And then, yes, Firebrand, written and directed by Rhett Bradbury. Rhett unfortunately could not be here tonight because it's his wedding anniversary, I just learned. But the producer and lead actor, Jeremy, is here, so Jeremy will join us for the Q&A. So, I believe that's it. Everyone, enjoy the program. Thanks for coming. Might be a first. We have all the filmmakers here tonight. That's great. Yeah. All the film directors anyway. Yeah. Thank you all for those films. That was great. It was wonderful. Where we usually like to start is I'll have everyone introduce themselves. Talk about their role in the film and where the inspiration for the film came from. We want to start there, and Lorenzo over there, sitting in the corner. You're not gonna.
Hi.
Yeah. We'll start with you, Lorenzo. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm Lorenzo Benitez. Zach Benedict's Deep Sea Dive. I was the director and seafarer of the thing. So yeah. And the inspiration for it was, like, we honestly just wanted to make like a meme film when like the Titan submersible thing happened, and like I got Zach over and we kind of improvised lines and stuff like that. So that was like the basis for it. So yeah.
And where did you think it was going to be? Obviously, what happened to those people is a tragedy. The guy's ego obviously consumed him. Right. But what made you think, oh God, this will be funny? I think we could do something funny about this.
Yeah, from like the other films that you've shown of ours, like we're quite into like dark comedy like situations and stuff like that. And I mean, like with all like respect and sorrow for the loss of life that went down, like at the end of the day, like it was an incredibly brazenly stupid thing. So
yeah.
I mean, it might be a little bit like it's interesting because it's been like a month or two since that happened, but it was just interesting how it like especially in relation to like a lot of the horrors that are happening and dominating the headlines right now. Like for like a week or two, like it was like the equivalent of like The Slap, but like for rich people going down in a submarine. You know what I mean? So like, it's just like, why are we anyway? So
Yeah, there was like a lot of, and again, obviously it's too bad these people, died the way they did, but a lot of deconstruction dedicated to that whole thing, and it was just like, I don't, and a lot of people like, attaching meaning to it that probably wasn't there. I don't know. It was a little bit bizarre.
Right.
Thank you. Jane, you're the writer.
I'm Jane Courtney. I'm the writer, producer, and I was Lorelai in The Interview. I guess my inspiration always comes from the actors. Most of the actors in the film have been friends, colleagues for 20 plus years. We were in a theater company together, so I just think about like who could play what. No, I've been writing about origami for a while, and then I wanted to kind of look at what a couple who were both artists was doing, so I just like throw that all in a blender and see what happens.
Was there any particular star that you maybe, fashioned it after?
I did read a New Yorker profile of a particular star. It was Kristen Stewart.
Really? Okay. Oh my goodness. Great, thank you for that. Jeremy, producer, star.
Yeah. Hello everybody, my name is Jeremy Dash. I'm an actor and also one of the producers for Firebrand, which is the last film you guys just saw. Unfortunately, our director can't be here tonight. It's his anniversary, and he wanted to be here. But long story short, the main motivation behind creating this film was really, the director, Rhett Bradbury, and myself actually met at a film festival just like this a few years back. Our films were competing against each other for an Audience Choice Award, and he voted for my film, and I voted for his. And through that, we developed a friendship and a relationship in filmmaking. And he decided that what better way to come back, than to create something together and combine our talents. We wanted to make something dark. We wanted to make something that made people question the value of human existence a little bit, and really just wanted to work together, amongst friends. Our cinematographer, Jonas Schwartz, is sitting right there. He shot the film. I know Jonas is third grade.
Servant, type of role that's assigned. So it's interesting.
Yeah. Have you ever read David Deren? Is that his name? Have you ever read him?
No, I have not.
Yeah. He talks a lot about his stuff.
Rapidly too.
Yes, very quickly. David.
Hi, I'm David Sachs. I'm the writer-director of Payment in Kind, it came out of something I observed. So my partner works in the art world as a PR person and did some work for a painter friend, basically the scenario that you see in the movie. And I just found it so amusing that they were sort of squaring off over this non-sale of a painting, that it was like a bad thing for this painting to sell at auction, and I thought that was amusing. When I sat down to write it, I think I connected more with this theme of sort of being underpaid for your work, and having been like a freelance journalist for 10 years before that, I had been on the sort of business end of sort of abusive creative relationships, so I sort of combined that starting conceit with this kind of lived experience, and that's how the film came about.
Great. Yeah, very clever idea. That was great, yeah. Kim?
Hi, my name is Kim. I wrote and directed Champion. The inspiration I got to make the film is really just my own family story. It's an autobiographical film. So it's based on this concept called the Goose Family, which in Korea is a term that refers to a father that stays in Korea to make money, and the rest of the family goes to America or an English-speaking country to get better education. So that was my story. I didn't live with my dad since I was 10 years old. In my instance, to come back to America for better education. And so it was really about questioning what does it mean to be family, even if you're separated, the strength of family, despite that distance, and that a bond and a love between a parent and a child can still exist despite that separation.
Okay, great.
I directed Your Own Canoe. And the inspiration is kind of funny because I wrote it when I wrote and directed it when I was much younger, and then I dropped out of film school and never edited it. And so 7 years later I did. So 24-year-old Charlotte was very inspired, once again, like autobiographical. That is actually my family's house in West Virginia, like a vacation house. It flooded recently, so it does not look like that anymore. But, you know, just about drawing strength from people around you when maybe you're in sort of a cycle of self-hate or self-defeat. Other people can see more humanity in you than you can in yourself, and you get kind of lifted up by your family, who a lot of them were actually involved in the movie too. So.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you shot this 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I shot it in the summer of 2016.
Yeah.
And I was very depressed that fall, and I'm sure we all had some depression then, but I didn't. Yeah. I went to Brooklyn College. I was like, what could have happened? That I didn't go back to school for a while, and I was like, oh well, and I had so much guilt about it, like so much. But then I was like, man, I got to get an undergrad degree because nobody hires you without one, even if you want to do normal things. So I was like, well, I guess I have enough distance from this that I can just edit it like somebody who's editing someone else's work. So I just finished that up this spring.
Yeah. That's interesting. That actually makes sense. Because when you first did it, you're probably just looking at it like, I can't even look at this review. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that was a huge part of that.
Yeah.
That was a huge part of it.
And then now you probably edited like in 2 days or something like that.
Well, no.
No, I know.
But
I'll do this, I'm going to cut this. I don't even know this person anymore.
Yeah. It let me be a little more, honestly, it gave me more empathy for the character and for the person that wrote it and shot it, because I think I was like, this is stupid. These are stupid problems. And I was like, aw, girl, it's going to be okay. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's maybe better for that interval of time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think it's interesting, and I think there was kind of a little bit of a through line of like inner struggle kind of going on. And, you know, there's social media and pressures, and people are making up these lives about themselves that are like so wonderful, and you know, people are comparing, and you know what I mean. So it's just very, it's interesting.
It's
so
easy to feel despair.
Yeah. I thought, she was.
She was.
And and it's very difficult to get an understated performance, I think, from younger actors like that. Do you want to talk about that? Tell me how you worked with her. And
Yeah. Well, my kid actors are actually phenomenal, and they're doing amazing. So Erin, she's the one who played Jimin. She's actually young Elsa in the Frozen Broadway National Tour.
Oh.
She's phenomenal, a musical star.
Wow.
And Jacob, who plays the brother Q, he was young Stephen Yeun in the Jordan Peele movie Nope. So if you've seen that, you might have seen them before. So they're phenomenal actors, and I'm really, really lucky that I got to work with them. They're also bilingual. Erin's a little bit younger, so she did have to rehearse the Korean lines a little longer. But it was a beautiful experience because they had a lot of experience, not necessarily on camera, but with acting, and they were just thrilled to be on set. They became best friends. They loved the mother actor so much too, Flora. They were running around on set playing tag and screaming mother up to the cast room. And I think because of that natural bond, and I think I was just so lucky with their the fast developing relationship amongst the family, that that bond actually authentically came out on camera. So, of course, I would like to take credit for that, but but I definitely give the credit all to them.
Yeah, it was great. And obviously, you went back to California to shoot the piece.
Yeah. So actually, I'm a recent New York transplant. So I used to live in LA. So I shot it there in a AAPI owned motel, an AAPI owned school. Tried to support the community. And when I was going through this experience, I was in Southern California as well. So that is also authentic to the experience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In my case, I do want to do a feature. This is my first short, but I'm not getting any younger as I turn 40 this week actually. Thank you. So that said, I don't have material about this. I sort of feel like this told the story that I wanted to tell, but I have something that's sort of tonally similar that I'm kind of looking to shop around so that it won't be totally a bait and switch if I have a financier look at this and then look at my script. So.
Okay, great, yeah. And
I have at very early stages of a feature version of the Marin Company. It's very early workshop-y stages for sure, but have it outlined, and I would love to see it come to fruition as a bigger feature for sure.
Was there any film in particular you wanted the Marin Company to look like, or was there a specific?
I think for sure, I think a lot of people see the relation to Ex Machina. That was definitely a big, I think, artistic draw to me. But yeah, we were really looking for, I don't know, I really just wanted something really sterile and white glowiness to contrast kind of when she's not in the facility. But yeah. On the mood board, we had a lot of, the Pinterest had a lot of white sciencey type of backgrounds, but I can't pinpoint a specific.
New York in a town called Coxsackie. It's about 20 minutes from Albany. It's just it's an interesting slice of New York that not a lot of people are aware of. You don't even feel like you're in New York when you're up there, to be honest with you. But no, those were all just scenes and things that we came across along the way, just riding around on my motorcycle, kind of, looking for interesting and intriguing locations up there. There's so many intriguing locations up there. There's so many hidden gems in the Catskills and that area.
Yeah. Question, is it Deren? I'm sorry.
Emma,
Emma, sorry.
yes.
How did you work with because you had very, very intense physicality in your scene. Did you have an intimacy coordinator, or how did you?
So when we were on set, so I shot this as my thesis film while I was still in film school. So extremely low budget. So a lot of it was kind of, so we didn't have an intimacy coordinator on set. So instead, talking with the actors, the way we wanted to approach it was having it completely choreographed, just every step of the way. So we had just rehearsals on rehearsals on rehearsals to make sure that we're all familiar with each other, and just really treat it like a dance and knowing every step, every shot, and everything that we're pursuing on set at all times. So that's kind of how we went about, because these scenes are definitely very sensitive and wanted to make sure that everyone was on board with what we were trying to accomplish for sure.